Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to check out the Hoopla 40 Fuzz Distortion. Let's get it. This video is sponsored by the fine folks at Hoopla Pedals, a relatively new company to me at least. To be honest with you, I was first attracted to their pedals. I think it was more so visually than it was anything else. Some of their products really caught my eye and I became interested in seeing what this company had to offer. Taking this thing out of the box, I immediately got this sort of old school vintage vibe from this product. Those neutral colors, that brown and gray thing, kind of, I don't know, really spoke to me. I was surprised on how small this pedal was in comparison. It's not a miniature pedal by any means, but it is much smaller than your average pedal. It compares to some of the electro-harmonic pedals that I've seen, but they have one key difference, and that is that the pedal is top mounted. The power supply, the ins and outs, all are on top of this pedal, and it just makes it super pedalboard friendly. Then you start looking a little deeper and realize how simplistic this pedal actually is. It only features a gain knob, a boost knob, and a volume knob. Now apparently this is their take on a fuzz pedal, nothing that they're trying to clone, but they did seem to take a more vintage style approach to this thing, your maybe 60s fuzz style version, and man, I'm really interested in hearing what this thing can do. Now I'm going to be making this thing a little more interesting by using a single coil guitar. I'm going to be using my Telecaster, my Cruz Model T with Porter Custom Tele pickups in them. Without further ado, let's hear what this thing sounds like. It's kind of a relief to have a pedal in the studio that is this simple in its approach in terms of there's really only 3 knobs. There's not much variation in it, and a lot of it has to do with you, the player. Just as expected, when you start messing with the knobs on your guitar, the volume knob, the tone knob maybe, and then ultimately some of the knobs on the pedal itself, you get a whole variation in tone. However, because you don't have an EQ, to me, the characteristic of the pedal will remain the same all the way through. No matter how much I kind of try to get away from it, I got those overtones, those deep fuzzy tones that you only can get from like a fuzz pedal or like an octave pedal. The kind of bass response that you get from those products really are super identifiable, and that hit the mark for me. I like that. I was also pleasantly surprised with how much it was able to clean up, despite the fact that that's not necessarily its cup of tea, right? But I was able to get nice, pretty tones out of this thing, much like I would get out of your average overdrive pedal. But we've talked about the pros. Are there any cons? Probably the only con was that if the boost wasn't turned on, I noticed a pretty significant volume drop. So if I didn't introduce the boost, or if I didn't have the volume knob pretty much all the way up, I noticed that it wasn't really matching my normal guitar signal. However, it was pretty easy to find the unity and match my volume. It just took a little bit more of a push than I had anticipated. I know you would expect me to say that maybe a con could be that it doesn't have any EQ options, or at least a tone knob, but man, I really enjoy pedals like that. The simplicity of it just is so straightforward. You know exactly what you're gonna get, and the characteristic will adjust to the kind of guitar, the kind of pickups, the way you play, your volume, your tone, all of that matters. And ultimately, you can have a lot of fun with a pedal like this because of its simplicity. And sometimes when you overcomplicate it with a million different EQ options, you can get lost in trying to overcorrect something that should just be left alone. And these kinds of products, and more specifically the 40 FUZZ Distortion by Hoopla, it nails it. It just lets it be what it's supposed to be, and I really love that. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I want to once again thank the fine folks at Hoopla Pedals for sending me this thing. Definitely a keeper, highly recommended, and I can't wait to see what else they have in the works. Let me know what you thought of this pedal in the comment section below. If it surprised you, if it hit the mark, or if it's maybe lacking in any kind of way, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. While you're down there, please do all the things that help this channel grow. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. Feel free to check out some of the affiliate links that I have in the description box below. Clicking on them does help the channel out just a little bit. You can also donate to the channel directly by clicking the thanks feature that YouTube now includes in all of my videos. Thanks again for watching, and until next week.